After trialling out my new dabber paints, I discovered this little area over here on the piece of card I use to protect the table. So when I'm working on my sketchbook, I put one of these underneath if things are going to get messy. Yeah, and I thought that looked quite nice, so I might take it a bit further and add to it. I was thinking maybe some hollyhocks, just to put these colours to use again and show how I have designed them to complement each other, and they're not just random. So let's have a go and see what happens. I really like this colour because it's so opaque, so I just blotted out that stain, completely disappeared from view when I did it, so that's a really good paint. The green is slightly more translucent, so as it's drying it's showing more of the coloured background through. The pink's quite opaque, so hence the little blob here that inspired me to do this. Yellow is also quite opaque. I'm not using it in this this piece here, but it's quite translucent, I should say. So, for example, I'll just show you. Right, it looks relatively opaque now, but as it dries, it will show the background colour through. So it will show the green through. If you wanted to make these more opaque, you could add some white, but obviously it would change the hue. This is just pure cadmium deep, so I didn't add anything to it at all apart from water and liquefying medium. So yeah, I'll carry on. I'll shut up. I quite like the brown actually with the pink. Although the blue is quite glorious, it does make you think of a wonderfully warm sunny day. What am I going to do with this now? I might add a bit of white. Something that did strike me about using these to paint with is it has sort of quality of impressionism about it. Reminds me a bit of Renoir because of the soft edges. A bit of Seurat because obviously he in particular dealt with dots of colour rather than strokes of colour, and I think that's the difference. For me, I've always used paint brushes to apply paint really, or palette knives. So this is a bit different. Using dabbers to make shapes with, to create the whole has a very different effect, different end result to paintbrushes. But I have to say it was needed to go in and out of these letters, which isn't quite finished yet. I could have done with a more delicate brush than this, but I was too lazy. So I'll carry on with this and see where it goes. Right, I think what I might do with this is perhaps put a bumblebee in somewhere, flying, mid-flight. So I've got a couple of images off the internet which I will draw from, and I'm thinking of cutting it out and perhaps sticking it on maybe with a bit of foam backing so that it's not entirely flush with the surface here. I'm also thinking of flicking a bit of white paint everywhere, so it's got that slightly dizzy, busy air that the summer time has, full of insects flying around and pollen and everything else. Hay fever sufferer's nightmare, I know, but yeah, I'll add in a bit of white with my, where is it? Oh, it's pretty much like Tipp-Ex really, it's a correction pen, so I might fill this in. Put a few dots in here and there, and put back in the word lazy with a marker. And I might even go in with some shading with my Pitt pens. Got bright colours and pastel colours, so I'll see when I get there. So let's carry on, shall we? Right, I've cut out a rather dodgy looking bumblebee. I'm not quite sure what colours to do now. Obviously black and yellow is the thing, but I wasn't going to use any yellow because I wanted to keep the colour palette quite simple. Maybe I don't have any choice, or maybe this can be a funky psychedelic bee with pink stripes. Do you know what? I think it's probably better to leave it and not colour it, and then it picks out the brown in the background in amongst the hollyhocks and in amongst some of the dabbing. And the other thing about it is abnormally large, so compared to a hollyhock that would be some scary sized bumblebee. So I thought it looked quite funky next to the wording. Could kind of give the illusion of it being more in the foreground somehow, which would explain its size. So yeah, I think I might stick it there. Then what? I'll have a think. Okay, although I do like this mottled effect here, I'm gonna fill it in with the turquoisey colour because, well, just for consistency really. I do like it though, and I kind of wish I'd kept that throughout the whole background. Right, we'll have a go at a bit of shading of the flowers, and I'm not entirely sure they really need it because they've got two tones going on already with the dab of white I put into the centre of each flower. So let's just have a look, see if it needs it. Oh yeah. Right, this is washi tape, so it's literally just sticky tape with a pattern. And I think that goes really well. It's just a question of where to put it. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm going to go in and splatter this with some white paint and hope that it doesn't go everywhere. I mean, other than the picture. Dripping and... whoa, that's a lot. Okay, looks like it's snowing in summer now. Right. I don't want to hide those beautiful hollyhocks. So just dab a bit off here and there and leave the bits I want to keep in. So yeah, they marry up with the washi tape, those very round splatters of white paint, which is quite nice. So I think I'm almost there actually. I just need to stick the bumblebee on. See if I definitely don't want to colour him in or if I'm happy with him there. That corner looks a bit bare. Let's put a bit of washi tape in. I'm just going to glue him down as he is. I'm not going to use foam because he's quite thick anyway. The card is quite thick, so he should be okay. There. Right, that's me done, I think. It's not exactly going to hang in the National Gallery, but it's that's not the point really. It's having fun with paint without being too precious. Right, just to wrap things up and say thanks for watching. My animals are running around my feet at the moment, the cat and dog waiting to be fed. So, just really encouraging you to have a go, get all your paints out and all your mixed media materials, be it washi tape or glues, pens, everything else, and instead of feeling the pressure of having to produce something worth framing and hanging up on the wall, it really doesn't matter. And if you don't have an art journal or a scrapbook or something, even a cereal box can be transformed into something slightly more delightful. So on that note, I shall say bye and see you soon.